Testing, testing. Hold on a second. Let me actually double check on this, man, because let me see what's going on. Hold on a second. Let me see. Double check, double check, double check. Double check. Okay. Double check on myself. Hold on. I gotta double check. Make sure the sound good. Hold on. I gotta double check. Make sure the sound good. I'm trying to see if is it picking up on the music? It's not picking up on the music. Hold on a second. I'm trying to see if is it picking up on the music? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yes, indeed. And y'all see how I got a new setup and things like that, man. Hold on a second. Let me on ahead. What we doing right now, American Indian Talk. What's up, Curtis? Hold on, where is it? Hold on a second. All right. So we talking about American Indian business right now. Shout out to all the cons. Shout out to all the kinfolk. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters that's putting in this work, man. A lot of people, man, they've been going back and forth on TikTok. It's really to stall, really. That's what it feels like. It's a whole lot to learn about. I'm gonna keep it a buck. But thanks for tuning in, Curtis. We're gonna get into it. Make sure y'all like I'm so used to TikTok. Share the live. Share the live to your kinfolk. Simple. This is an American Indian discussion. You know, we just gonna be talking business right now. Along the road, you're gonna learn something. I might open up so people can pull up and say what they gotta say and drop the link in the chat. You know what I mean? We'll probably do like Zoom calls. So you don't believe we came here from Africa? No, we definitely didn't come here from there. No, we didn't come here. Mind y'all, man. I'm gonna give it a buck. I've been seeing a lot of people been talking about like haplogroup. I know individuals like what's the dude's name? Ron Dalton and all them other individuals and stuff like that. They say that we come from there, and they want everybody to go to Africa, right? Really, the Africans is one of the main problems behind a lot of stuff that we going through, but people don't want to recognize that, right? People don't want to recognize that some of them stabbed us in the back, man. I be kind of thinking about it like white Zetsu, black Zetsu type stuff. If you ever seen Naruto, it's crazy. We know we came from the soil here. We have nothing to do with Africa. Where did civilization start then? Well, we can see that the Americas has the oldest animals, the oldest plants, the oldest rivers, the oldest people. So it would seem that really civilization really started in America, really. I mean, if you really want to be frank, you know, the best people are here. No offense to any other demographic of people, but it's the reason why everybody want to come to America. You know, everybody wants to come to America. I wonder why. Don't let these people lie to you, confuse you and confound you and stuff like that. I've been trying to tell people, man, like in a lot of Indians and stuff like that, we're taken captive. This is what they tell us, right? Because we continuously gonna learn over here on this side of the spectrum. We want to advance. We want to continue forward. I also want to let y'all know, man, I want everybody to prepare themselves for that comment that's gonna come. Prepare your hearts and prepare your spirit for whatever might happen. You know what I'm saying? I've been telling people about the dream that I had. Just prepare yourselves for the comment. Tukun say comment, baby. Make sure y'all keeping yourselves right. You know what I'm saying? And it's really an inward battle. You are judged by your heart. You know, so stay in tune. Stay in tune. At least you be you know. Here in America is the oldest buildings, aka the pyramids. It's not have the oldest nature. Africa is the only place that's rich in natural resources. M. Eptune, we disagree. I highly disagree. Matter of fact, you guys, I'm gonna create a Zoom. I'm gonna create a link, and then I'll drop that link in the comment section. All right, so anybody can come up and say what they gotta say and stuff like that. I'll create a link, and then you can come up, say what you gotta say. All right, let's make a Zoom link right now. Nobody, you will be anonymous. Nobody will be able to. Hold on. That's funny. Fufu come from America, right? Cassava. It's one of the things that people want to ignore. They want to ignore the fact that a lot of those plants over there in Africa come from America. You know what I'm saying? They eat nothing. They using corn, watermelon. They using a whole lot of stuff, man. Chocolate. It's something definitely up with that, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck. The rice coast. You know, and the establishment of those places, they're not that ancient. It's not ancient at all. You know what I'm saying? I think the oldest one they said was Ghana. Oyo Empire, Ghana Empire. So we don't, you know, conform to the fact that all these millions of so-called Americans was really living in West Africa with what civilization? You saying we was all a part of the oil empire? Do not play with me. Don't play with me like that. Y'all give me a little bit of time. I'm gonna see if I can open up it. They found a 28 million skeleton woman in a French Caribbean island. I think I know what you're talking about. You talking about the Guadeloupe woman. Yeah, you talking about the Guadeloupe woman. Let me find and make a link for y'all. Oh, I guess I won't be able to do it on here. I'll have to find another one. Oh, great. Africa, yeah, it don't have no water or nothing like that. Yeah, if I do StreamYard, it's going to end this particular live, and then it's going to bring the next one up. If I do StreamYard, I can try it while this is open. We're going to see what happens. StreamYard, create a stream, live stream, studio. Let's go, Montemuse. Testing. All right. Let's test it out. Okay. That's for anybody that want to tune in and click on the link. And they can come up and talk. You should be able to. All right. Let's go to it, man. Hold on. Is it in there? You know, I tried to look some stuff up, man, about this haplogroup stuff, because they tried to say that we come from E1B1A. For me, what I have noticed is that the fact that they don't want to go into detail about it. See, we're not an exact match to none of them people in Africa. You know what I'm saying? We not an exact match to none of them people in Africa. And I know one of the biggest things they love to pull out is the fact that it's the E haplogroup, right? And they talk about the EM2. Mind you, 22% of us come from the so-called EM2. I mean, that's what they say, right? But they're not telling you much about what's going on with them SNPs and subclass groups off of that. You feel what I'm saying? For people that don't know anything about the genetic testing, it's kind of like identified by haplogroups, and then they go into macro groups, and then they go into your subclass groups. And our blood don't match them people in Africa. And the only people they found, the person they found with the SNPs that was at a high frequency, it was the Yoruba. But I was telling folks, man, Yoruba, we interacted with the Yoruba, man. But that's one of the things, of course, they don't want to talk about, right? They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the fact that a lot of our kinfolk is in Africa right now. I mean, I put the flags there in Ghana. They do what we call carnival. Carnival is an American custom. You see what I'm saying? Cape Verde, an American custom. It's in the Cape Verde, right? Nigeria, Mozambique. It's actually located multiple places. And this man right here is called Alpha Franks. That don't sound like a Mozambique name, does it? I wonder why he got a name called Franks. But he already in Africa, and his folks been in Africa for what? Since the 1800s? Do not play with me. And you got over here in Nigeria, they got the same attire on. But nobody want to speak on this, right? Nobody want to speak on this, right? Ain't that something? I wonder why nobody want to speak on this, man. And then Cape Verde, nobody speaks on Cape Verde, bro. Nobody speaks on Cape Verde at all. They tried to say that they was mixed. And why does this elder down here have the same exact face? This elder down here got the same exact face that some of us have over here. I wonder why they never speak on this. You feel what I'm saying? Why they never speak on the American traditions or the buildings that was found. You know, like in the Brazilian headquarters that they found out there in Nigeria. You know, and how the Yoruba and all these folks that's coming over here as immigrants don't want to tell y'all about that. I wonder why. I wonder why they never want to tell y'all about that. Weird to me, buddy. That's weird to me. Matter of fact, I'm actually going to pull up a couple of these things for y'all, man, because hold on a second. Why they never tell y'all about the Brazilian headquarters? I wonder why. Hold on, give me 1 second. They never speak on it, man. They never speak on it. Let me take this off. Since I got it up in there. Let's go all the way. 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 Oh, here we go. Oh man, I had to send it in.
What?
All right, let's go. Okay. Brazil Hounds has not extracted Brazilian blacks in the same way. All right, my thing is they calling them returnees, right? My question is, as a returnee, right, that supposedly went back in the 1820s. You supposedly was back there in the 1820s. Hold on. You was supposedly back there in the 1820s. But yet, you see that, y'all? They calling them Brazilian blacks inside of Africa. All right, Brazilian blacks in the same way that African Americans have historically been drawn to Ghana's former slaveholding forts and castles. The current Ghanaian government has not even included the Taboon or Taban, whatever that is, Taboon, in its commemoration of 2019 as the year of return. Admittedly, the government specifically created the year of return to commemorate the 400th anniversary of the arrival of the first, my bad y'all, this is kind of small, of the arrival of the first enslaved Africans in the British North America in 1619. That's a lot. That's a lot too. 1619 didn't happen. That didn't happen. But it's quite odd that the Taboon descendants of the Brazilian. Let me find this. Okay, here we go. I found it. So, back in the 1830s, a lot of us were going to Africa, right? Now, I don't know why. I don't know if we was in Europe. I don't know if we was already, trying to find our way there, or we were being shipped there. But somehow, we end up going there from Brazil. So, people down in Brazil call themselves the Amarus. Amarus, have you ever heard of that in Africa? Do Africans tell you about Amarus? No, they do not. Amarus are not mentioned when African immigrants make their way over here. Okay? I wonder why. I wonder why they never speak on the Brazilians that migrated to Nigeria. I wonder why they never speak on the masonry that was done by the Brazilians when they got to Nigeria in the 1830s. Why did they never speak on that? And I know y'all seen it, this one as well, also in Ghana. People in Ghana don't speak on the Brazilians in Ghana. I wonder why. I wonder why they never do that. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, it's too small to read. Hold on a second. I'll try to make it bigger. I'll make it bigger. Can y'all see that? I think y'all can see that a little bit better. All right. So the Amarus or Agudas Brazilians in Nigeria consist of the descendants of freed Afro-Brazilians. But I don't understand why they would be called that, considering if they were returning to that place. Mind y'all, most slaves came in that time frame. I don't know how they would have lost their identity. Can y'all hear me? I walked away, so I walked away for a little bit. It's a little blurry. Okay, let me make it a little bit bigger, and then I'm gonna have to shorten it out even more. I'll just do that for right now. Alright. So these Amarus, or Aguda Brazilians, in Nigeria consist of the descendants of freed Afro-Brazilian slaves who left Brazil. So I don't know why they would be called Amarus, considering they just would have just left Africa. If you just left Africa in the late 1700s, or you just got there, but you going back, I don't understand why you would be called Amaru. How the hell does that even make sense? Or Aguda Brazilians in Nigeria consist of the descendants of freed Brazilians. We're not going to say Afro. That's a hairstyle. That don't make no type of sense. Absolutely not. The term Brazilians in Nigeria can also refer to the freed generation of foreigners from Brazil. Foreigners. Okay, but you're supposed to be returning. I don't know why you say foreigner. That don't make sense. Beginning in the 1830s, many emancipated Africans who had experienced forced labor, no, they're not African. It would be Amaru. Amaru foreigner. You can't contradict yourself. That doesn't make sense. Right? Key words: Amaru, Aguda, Brazilian, foreigner, African. Like, key words is important when reading this type of stuff. They are Amaru foreigners, but yet they're African. Stop playing with me. Now they would be African by nationality, right? I mean, to be frank, y'all, Africa was not the name of that place. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It was not the name of that place until we got there. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Africa wasn't named Africa until the late 1700s. But anyway, beginning in the 1830s, many emancipated Africans who had experienced forced labor and discrimination in Brazil began returning to Lagos with the cultural and social sensibilities they had cultivated during their stay in Brazil. These free Africans were often called Agudas or Amarus. Why? Amaru is a Brazilian and included returnees from Cuba. So Cubans and Americans, Amaru cons, found their way into Nigeria. Right? Who's the main people in Nigeria? Who's the main people in Nigeria? Does anybody know? Does anybody know who the main people in Nigeria? And why don't these people talk about it when they get over here? Why don't they ever speak on this when they get over here? Who the main people? The main people is the Yoruba, Fulani, Hausa, all these individuals, right? The Yoruba is the biggest. Man, I'm telling y'all, we need to keep our eye out for the Yoruba. I'm telling y'all. So the Yoruba is top in that place. So all these individuals that's claiming to be Yoruba that come over here as foreigners and things like that, just because they come from, hey, don't mean they gonna tell you the truth, man. I'm keep it a buck, because they knew this happened, right? These free Africans were often called Aguda or Amaru, and include returnees from Cuba. Currently, there are less than 200 Brazilians registered with the consulate General of Nigeria. Mind you, I found another similar thing happening inside of Ghana, right? Ghana-Togo border. right? 20 ethnic groups in country. Togo's ethnic variety is vast. About 23% of Togo is composed of the Ewe. Is Ewe Chaz was taken here? I don't think so. We don't have that haplogroup. Ewe, we don't match up with the haplos of the Ewe. We don't match up with that. Who migrated from the Yoruba region of the present-day Nigeria and Benin between the 14th and 16th centuries. In 1835, enslaved Muslim Africans led an uprising in Brazil. Okay. The Portuguese subsequently, which I believe that's another hijacked name, I would call them the Ish people as well. The Ish people subsequently deported these communities and shipped it to countries like Togo and Ghana. But nobody speak on that, right? Right? Nobody speak on that. Interesting. Many other Afro-Brazilians resettled in these countries due to various other reasons. Brazilians settle in many countries in Africa, but yet no African is telling you that. And they called themselves Amarus 200 years ago. Almost 200 years ago, they still called themselves Amarus. They did not call themselves African. And what language did they speak? Many of these people spoke Creole, man. You telling me these people just learn how to speak a language that fast? They learn how to build masonry buildings, the style of what you would find in Europe and all of that, all throughout Brazil and everywhere like that. And they just, come on, bro. Do not play with me. And they consider themselves an Amaru. Inside of Africa, you supposed to be going back home. This before your educational school system. This before your grandmama was born. This before any Native American got any type of documentation. Any type of documentation. Talking about something, I'm a Native American. Stop playing with me, man. And this before any of these folks, these Pan-African, these Pan-Goofies was even born. For sure. Definitely. So you want to tell me that these folks was calling themselves, you saying that these folks was confused as well? Amarus, you telling me kinfolk was confused? Stop playing, man. These Portuguese subsequently deported these communities and sent them to countries like Togo and Ghana. These people from Ghana don't want to talk about this, man. Nigeria, they don't want to talk about this. Many other Afro-Brazilians resettled in these countries due to various other reasons, including participating in the Portuguese slave trade and reselling after the abolition of slavery in Brazil. It is estimated that from the 18th to 20th century, between 3,000 and 8,000 Afro-Brazilians returned. But they call Amarus, so Amarus returning. To where? What place in Africa is called Amaru? What civilization was called Amaru in Africa? Right? Because over here, we allow people to think for themselves. We think for ourselves over here, my friend. All right? We think for ourselves. We don't allow people to strong arm us. It is estimated that between that, it was 3,000 and 8,000 people that went there. So when you taking a DNA test and you find an S&P similar to yours within any of these regions in West Africa, I wonder why. I wonder why, my friend. I wonder why, my friend. I wonder why. Namely Togo, Ghana, Nigeria, Benin, and carry last names like Silva. Their surnames is Silva. And they're in Togo, Ghana, Nigeria, and Benin. Where do they put your DNA when you take a DNA test? Brazilians that's been there since what, about 200 years? 200 to 300 years? So they're in the same areas where you take a DNA test and they can't pinpoint a tribe. I wonder why. I wonder why it says not detected when you look at the details. And they give you an educated guess. Education ain't nothing but brainwashing, my friend. It ain't nothing but brainwashing, folks. Good gracious alive, man. So you continue on, and we find little more stuff like that. Jamestown inside of what? Old Accra. Old Time Okra. Whatever you want to call it. All right? You can find this Jamestown inside of where? Ghana. But they don't speak about that as well. All right? Same Jamestown, sound like Jamestown, Virginia. Right? I wonder why they never told you about this. Taboo rituals. They call them the taboo rituals. All right, you see, Oxóssi Brazilians worshipped him. I wonder why they never told y'all about that. Kinfolk, y'all ever heard about this? Come on, man. Y'all ever heard about this? I'm a ruse, man. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me, man. That's crazy to me. Different customs and even people that's down in South America. It's like, man, we didn't come from there. I keep trying to tell people, stop being buddy with the enemy, man. Stop being buddy, bro. Stop that. These Africans and these Mexicans, they know exactly who you are, but it's all a setup, man. And they trying to distract y'all, man. Things is around the corner, man. So paying attention is essential. I record this little video.
I'm white. Okay, that's what they did. They pushed that because they thought we would get those types of rights and privileges that the white man got. Get that white card. It didn't work that way because what ended up.
Look at this dude, man. That's why I'm telling y'all, don't trust these natives and don't trust these Africans, man. They always trying to be buddy with you. This guy right here is talking about the fact that all Mexicans is called white. I can say white on here because I'm on YouTube. Yes, Mexicans got white on their birth certificate. And he over here trying to be buddy, right? With some kinfolk, trying to rub and dub, make himself sound good. I see through the bullshit, my friend. I see through it.
Happening is since everybody was classified as white.
Here he go.
Now, when they're putting money to go to certain neighborhoods, well, instead of going to the brown neighborhoods like it should have, since everybody's classified as white, they can divert that money into other white, neighborhoods.
Bullshit. Anybody white is gonna get the white privilege. So the Mexican is the white man, the African is the white man. White ain't got nothing to do with your skin complexion. Let me say that again. The African the white man, the Mexican the white man. Stop playing with me. Look at him trying to over-explain. Long speech equals deception, my friend. Let's read.
I'm white. Okay, that's what they did. They pushed that because they thought we would get those types of rights and privileges that the white man got. Get that white card. It didn't work that way because what ended up happening is since everybody was classified as white, now when they're putting money to go to certain neighborhoods, well, instead of going to the brown neighborhoods like it should have, since everybody's classified as white, they can divert that money into other white, neighborhoods.
Exactly. Hey, yo, but wait.
It ain't no exactly. No, this man trying to over-explain. Look, man. They know that the Americans was taken into captivity, and it's the game they want to play. They want to play with us, man. The African and the Mexican. Sure enough. You can't fool me, big fella. You cannot fool me. You can't fool me, no, and none of the kinfolk that's on here. Absolutely not. What they say? It says, never trust thy enemy, and look how many kinfolk trust in thy enemy, being buddy with thy enemy. How y'all think we got fooled the last time? Huh? We gave them land, gave them resources, taught them how to do everything because they was kissing ass. Alright? I don't fall for the same thing again. Just leave us alone. Alright? Leave us be. You go do your thing, we will do our thing. Leave us alone. Alright? I don't want me personally, I don't want nothing to do with y'all, man, because y'all, our elders gave us the signs, man. They smiling in your face. All the while they want to take your place. Man, come on now. They playing the same thing over and they doing the same thing over and over again. Okay, we can't fall for that. So let's keep it going. I wonder why. I wonder why. I I wonder why. Let me see. What is this? And the Mexicans know that since the 1400s, people were being taken prisoner of war. Americans were being taken prisoner, man. Let's read this little excerpt right here. Okay, let's read this. I'll put this together just for y'all. All right. Likely that Martin Alonso Pizon, whatever his name is, who sailed to Galicia and then to Palos separately, may have carried more. It is possible that Pizon actually landed the first Americans in Spain a few days later before Columbus arrived in Lisbon. In any case, at least 3,000 Americans are known to have been shipped to Europe between 1493 and 1501. Okay? With the likely total being possible double that. So I ain't gonna lie. I mean, if the fact that these people were never taken into so-called slavery, Mexicans. I mean, because this is what got to think about it. What do these people gloat about? The Mexicans and the Africans. They say we were never a slave. I mean, if you was never a slave, then how are we y'all? And how did the American Indians get enslaved? So that means you not the American Indian, and that means that we don't come from you. I mean, if you gloat about it, right, because your pride is exposing what's in your heart, which is the truth. So if you are getting exposed, if you're exposing yourself, and we're listening to that, and I take it in as that, you can't take it back because you just told me. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you think about it like that, if you was never a slave, Mexicans, and, I mean, the fact is the American Indians were enslaved by far more and longer. And they were the first to be enslaved. So if that's not you, or if it wasn't presented like y'all was the slaves on the plantation, that don't make sense. If we're the ones that's being presented as the slaves, that don't make sense. How does that make sense? That don't make sense at all. Come on now. And then you look at the Africans saying they were never slaves. So that means that we didn't come from y'all. Come on now. In any case, at least 3,000 Americans, right? And they said double that. Most were sent to Seville area, all right, where they seem to showing up in the slave market as Negroes, all right? They were sent to the Seville area and were classified as Negroes. So I wonder why you look at these slave posts and it has Negroes on it and they got a headdress in the skirt that come from the Americas. And then you look at the fact that it has smallpox. They are infected with smallpox. What they say happened to the Indians? They was infected with smallpox. Wonder why. And then you look at Martin Alonso. He was born in the 1400s. So he took some Indians back to where? To Spain, right? Seville, Europe. Enslaved them, right? By tricking them with his smooth speech. That's why I say, do not trust these Mexicans. They smooth speech. Let's go back to that video. Talking out the side of his ass.
Okay, that's what they did. They pushed that because they thought we would get those types of rights and privileges that the white man got. Get that white card. It didn't work that way because.
Oh my gosh, that irritates me. That irritates me, man. I'm not gonna lie. Watching that video irritates me. It surely does. So it seems like, they take prisoners of war. You go to war with these people. They take you prisoner. They make you work as a slave. Right? I mean, that's what's happening right now. You commit a crime. They take you in. They force you to labor. Right? But these people are accusers. They lie so that they can purposely gain what they want. So let's go back to that. I think I might have went too far. I think I might have went too far on this. I ain't gonna lie. Let's go back. All right. Probably to avoid the wrath of Queen Isabel. All right, a place of origin, in other words, probably sold in Azores. and other islands, partly to avoid the wrath of Queen Isabel. Columbus reached Lisbon in early March 1493. Many people came to see the captive Americans, okay? And it's very likely that some of the latter were taking 9 leagues into the interior to see the King of Portugal. There, it was that the Americans drew maps which shown the Lucao, Bahamas, Cuba, Haiti, and other islands. It may be also that Columbus left some Americans with the Portuguese, as discussed earlier. So maybe that's how he found his way. Maybe that's how he found his way. What do you mean? The mic is low? The mic is low? It shouldn't be low. It shouldn't be low at all. So I wonder why. He found that. And for individuals that can't really see it like that, I'm going to make it bigger again. My bad, y'all. I wonder why he found that. You know what I'm saying? Why did Martin Alonso take some Americans back with him and sell them as Negroes? So to me, Negro don't mean nothing except a prisoner of war. That don't mean you are African. That don't mean you ain't none of that. No. Negro to me means prisoner. You are my prisoner. I don't care where you from. You got an afro. You a Negro. It's that simple. It's that simple. I'm going to take you in. You a Negro. And this was really identified. Well, it's really just for us Americans, really. If y'all really peep game, they'll do something to you, classify you as such, and then try to present it as if you didn't go through this atrocity or this didn't happen to you as detrimental and all this other stuff. Man, they some deceivers. This was the hub of civilization in America, okay? We were the hub of civilization. Nothing else. We were the hub. Us Americans. All right? We possess no Neanderthal blood, no Denisovan blood. Everybody else got some type of hominid blood in them. And this is probably the animosity they have towards us. Who knows? There's something to do with that. Your hominid blood, okay? And seems to me that we shouldn't have helped certain individuals. All right? Because we was kind of feeding the world, man, and we was commercializing different things. So, you know, in the future, we learn from our mistakes. We learn from our mistakes, man. We sure do. We surely do. So we going back, man. We ain't nothing to do to trust these Africans now. Ain't nothing to do to trust these Africans, man. All right. That should not be on your bucket list. You should not be trusting none of these folks at all. Hold on a second. Also, if you willing, if you can, to donate, right there, Cash App Info Monty. I don't get paid for this on YouTube. I'm gonna keep it above. I surely do not, and I spend a lot of my time. You sow into me, I sow into you. That's how that works, you know. So if you are willing, and I would definitely love your support. That's why I put it up on the screen. Let me find what I got right here. All right. You guys should be able to hear me, man. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Before I go any further. I know some people put the phone down and put stuff down so they can listen. But anybody that's holding their phone and got their phone next to them, let me know if y'all can hear me very clearly. shout out to all my Patreons as well, my patrons. Every kinfolk that supported me on there, not just by you know, they actually sewing, you know, into me to help me acquire information, to help me, you know, feed and supply for myself and my family. You know, that's a very much appreciated, you know, because they know yeah, they know. So shout out to them. What are you doing? One thing you need to do. Okay, let's do this. I appreciate y'all. How long I been on here? 52 minutes. Oh yeah, like the live as well. Like the live. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Find a little images about what some of us, you know, how we was dressing, you know, silk garments, beaded jewelry. You feel what I'm saying? And not every tribe was the same, y'all. Not every people were the same. Some people dressed differently. Some people did their houses differently. Some people, you know what I'm saying? We all not the same of what we want and how we want to dress. So don't think this was a one type of society, just like we just had this one particular look. We all was good. We all was bad, you know. No, that's not the case. You know, what happened in the past is you know, what it is right now. That's what I genuinely believe with spirits, because, you know, spirits bear witness. The energy bears witness. You know. And it is what it is with that. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Alright. What's up, Choctaw Chiefs? Another thing I might do, I might get on what's it called, Twitch. I'm gonna get on Twitch, you guys. And my Twitch account is Montemuse as well. So anybody that got a Twitch, I will be on there as well. I know people want me to get on there. I know a lot of people, they doing video games on there, but I ain't gonna be on no video games. I'm gonna be on here teaching some history, some past, her story. So let's see. I closed the StreamYard. What we're gonna do next time, we're probably gonna open it up first for anybody that want to come up and they want to speak. That's what we're gonna do. All right. All right, you guys. I'll see y'all next time. All right. Deuces.